Hey everybody, how we doing today? You probably forgot that we still do this podcast, but we're back. Sorry for the hiatus. There was just a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, I got my wonderful cast today. I got Troy and Hannah. How we doing today, guys?
We're good. It's a sunny day out, so maybe not the
Yeah,
best day for a
yeah,
podcast when it's Seattle. You got
yeah.
to
We're
take
we're pretty much all over the same area, actually, in the Seattle area. It's really nice.
Yeah, all three of us are here from Seattle, so this should be fun.
Definitely, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get right into it. So, the first thing we're gonna talk to, and this is probably old news at this point, but the Disney Fox merger thing has gone through, which I question greatly. I
Mm-hmm.
but there's a couple of things that have come from it. So they got a slate announcement, and it's huge. It is. It is. My God, it is so huge. So let me see here. It's right here. I got it on my computer here. So for 2019, they have about 29 movies, like 29 movies that will be released by Disney. So that includes all of the Fox films, Dark Phoenix, Fox Searchlight, stuff like that. And in 2020, they've got about five Fox films that have been launched. There's still like a couple more that don't have release dates yet, but are in developments. But the ones that are going to come out in 2019, I mean 2020, are going to be Free Guys. Excuse me there. Bob's Burgers, and West Side Story, and there's a couple more. But I can't name off the top of my head. And the Avatar dates have been pushed back a year, so they're gonna actually like switch between a new Star Wars trilogy, which by the way they're actually also making too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of people that hate that, but oh well, you don't have to see it. So yeah, it's huge. So before I get into this, I want to preface I love Disney. I love their movies. They're a great studio. They make great content. With that being said, though, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, there are a couple of pros to this, but there's also like a lot of cons. Like, I don't know about you, but it's kind of frightening how like one studio has all of this power. And again, I love Disney. It's a great studio. They do make some really good movies. It's just
Yeah, but do we want another monopoly? Like that's just it's. I don't know. It's a monopoly of entertainment, kind of at this point.
yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, definitely. And also like and again, I'm not saying like the other studios are gonna be like in the dust or anything. Like, dude, like Warner Brothers, Universal are gonna be fine. Like I'm telling you right now, they go head to head with Disney. I'm just kind of worried about Lionsgate and like SDX, those guys.
Yeah.
SDX is like this small Chinese production company, right? Is that I think that is. They made Upside, which was all right. But yeah, it's just maybe too much. All right. And again,
Well,
like a couple of the things that I do think would be kind of good about this is that one, they are keeping Fox Searchlight, which is their independent branch. So actually, there is a couple of positives here. So one, the X-Men Fantastic Four coming back. That's cool. The second one is the thing about Disney that I think is really going to be really interesting to see about this is that, they have like this other movie coming in 2020, and I've mentioned before, it's called Free Guys, and that's an original IP. So I'm wondering if like maybe in the Fox banner, they will take some franchise risks, but they'll also take like some like very high new original IP so they could kind of mainstream Oscar Oscar films like their Ford and Ferrari movie with the Logan director James Mangold. They're gonna promote that one heavily, so that would be pretty cool. So I think with Disney they could sort of like mainstream Oscar buzz movies again because hey man, if you know it, Disney's great at promoting things, and I think that could be a positive, I guess. But other than that, it's just ew. It's maybe a little too much, but it was gonna happen eventually. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't comfortable with Universal owning fucking Fox either way. Like I am not okay with them selling Fox to like any major studio. All right, I'm sorry. It's I don't care if it's
mhm.
Disney. I don't care if it's Warner Brothers. I don't care if it's Sony. It just that's really mucks the playing field for everybody. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts?
Again, just to get on the political side, it's too much of a monopoly for me. Like, I really believe in, allowing things to be smaller. I'm just kind of worried about what it will do for smaller studios that aren't necessarily trying to take a piece of Disney's pie, but
Yeah.
step on their feet a little bit. Disney could so easily just be like, you're barely worth doing anything to, but you're kind of cramping our style, so you're gone after this.
Yeah.
And it's going to make things kind of difficult. So.
Yeah. I hope not. I mean, but
Well, I
yeah.
just was reading. I just went to the. I'm looking at digital trends right now about Disney Plus, and some of the spin-offs they're going to do and everything else look really good. Some of the ideals they're doing. The only bad thing is that all the Marvel stuff that was on Netflix, they're currently still at a path. They're still not completely agreed upon between Netflix and Disney about the rights for it. So we're not going to see, looks like we're not going to see anything from them for a while on that, which is a
Yeah.
shame that they won't continue doing it. I mean, Disney wants to, but, they had given the rights to Netflix. I don't know why they just didn't let Netflix work with them then on it.
Because well, it's actually because Disney Plus and Netflix are going to be like in competition with each
Oh,
other.
I know, but at least work together to transition it
I
better than they do.
I don't know about that.
That's always the hard thing to do. Yeah.
Oh, did you guys also hear that Disney now owns Hulu finally? Like they own all of Hulu, and that's
Oh,
Oh Lord.
stupid.
So that's major because now they have control over so much what people can watch.
I mean, the reason why that is because like Universal and like Warner Brothers are going to be like making their own streaming services, which will be huge.
mhm.
Yeah.
Trust me. I have like you'd be surprised how much content come from those two guys.
Yeah.
Like Universal and Comcast. That's gonna be like a major shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Netflix is gonna like go down under because they are very big and they have a lot of good IPs.
Yeah.
Like original IPs from Netflix, but dear God, I
Well, for
would
Netflix, I think their issue is going to be like with Friends and stuff. These like, I guess not necessarily networks, but people trying to take it back and make their own streaming services that just slowly they'll be kind of cannibalized by streaming networks trying to all get
yeah,
their
I'd be
chunk.
very
Well, you look at CBS and ABC and all this, they're doing their own streaming stuff as
actually
well as
ABC is
they,
owned by Disney, right?
yeah, one of them. But I mean, you can't see the new Star Trek series without paying for it because they
Yeah.
did it on their streaming network only. And it's like, what the, excuse
Yeah.
me. I could see putting it on the streaming service to do for other things and
Mhm.
stuff, but to do it separation like that, that's just
Well,
that I
it's
don't
like,
like.
yeah. Well, it's also making me kind of nervous because I kind of I don't pay for it myself, but my parents and my in-laws pay for like what is it? Verizon On Demand and Dish Go, and you can watch everything on those, and we help
Dish is
you.
losing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just worried that like
Actually,
with
they won't
those
remove that. I
services.
don't think. I just think, I
Yeah.
just think they'll probably especially with, like the streaming services now. It's gonna be really difficult for like Apple and Amazon to like survive. Who and Netflix are going to be okay because those are like big IPs now. Like they build up a brand, but like if you're like Apple, you're kind of fucked, and that's a shame because like actually Apple owns a stake in A24, so they're kind of like the dominant owner of A24, which is a great studio by the way. Have you guys heard of A24? We'll get more into it like later. You guys heard of that studio before?
Actually,
No.
I haven't. No,
You haven't?
no. I'll Google it though.
it, there are surprisingly a lot of films, small films that you love that are from that studio.
Well, the one thing I'm looking for though is they are coming out with some Marvel shows from everything that happened with Endgames. So like
Yeah,
Jeremy Renner is going to be training the new Hawkeye in a new Disney Plus show.
absolutely. Like I'm not saying like Disney's a bad company. They do make great products. Just like that Hulu thing is terrifying. It's
Yeah.
really terrifying.
Yeah.
And what sucks more is that like none of the major studios are doing anything about it. They're just like, fuck it, you can have it. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're just digging your own grave, stupid. I mean, again, look, Disney's a
Mhm.
great studio. I'm gonna go see the Marvel movies. I'm gonna go see the Star Wars movies and some of the Fox movies, but I I feel a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
It-
Well,
it-
it's just, I don't know, it's becoming this money making thing. So we'll see how that goes. I guess there's nothing that like people can do to stop it. But I just think maybe people have stepped in and started like saying, hey, this is starting to become a monopoly. You can't
yeah.
have such a stranglehold on
Well,
the
that
industry.
2020 election's coming up, so if you don't like it, you're gonna have
Yeah.
to get out and vote
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll see how that goes. It'll be an
I
interesting one.
I don't think it's gonna last very long because
No.
the, there's no way.
Yeah, also the Democrats they haven't rallied around anyone, so I feel like they're not getting the name out of the
Yeah.
person they want to. But that's politics, not geekdom. So
You know what? Hey, whatever. Anyway, I think we've said all we can say on that. So the next topic we're gonna go to is the Robert actually no, the Game of Thrones remake petition. So before we get started on this, what are your guys' thoughts on Game of Thrones here? Because I've only watched like 3 seasons so far. I'm like super late to the party. Like
Don't even ask me. I don't.
Oh.
I've tried watching it. It's just too much to watch.
there's just a
Um,
lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
I've passively watched Game of Thrones. Like my husband watches it, so I watch it with him. I think Game of Thrones unfortunately has the problem in it's like it's so dense. Like it's based on the War of the Roses and George R. Martin. It's almost a study in political science in a way. Like you could use it to study political science, some of the stuff that's going on in it. So it's so dense, and so it's hard to keep up on it, I think, for people. There's just so many things you have to keep straight. It can get really convoluted. And then especially in these last 2 seasons, after it went past George R. Martin's books, he had it organized so well. And the new showrunners, I guess, aren't horrible, but they haven't kept his vision. They just haven't kept it as. I mean, he made like a tangled story, but they've kind of gotten a little bit more tangled. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard like a lot of things from like a lot of people about the season. Like a lot of my coworkers fucking hate the season, but
It's pretty bad.
a lot of people I know love the season. I know it's weird, like it's very divisive. Like, and my parents love it, but you know, like film, TV, movies are subjective. So getting into the topic here, and this has been a really occurring part of our show, which is toxic fans when like
Mhm.
when like something becomes so much part of a life that like if it's not the way you want, you start attacking people. And so there's this petition to remake Game of Thrones. It's got like a bunch of signatures. It's somewhat offensive to like the writers. I mean, look, if you don't like the show, don't fucking watch it. But it's like, do you really have to like make a petition about that?
Well, the
Really?
thing is, if
See, I
they
thought
were
that would
to,
be a joke.
the thing is, if they followed the books and everything else, like everybody's complaining about that they don't do and everything else, that series would take 20 years to do.
Yeah, and then who knows if Martin's even going to finish getting them published. Like he takes so long to write. Like we don't even know if we're ever gonna find the real ending out.
Yeah. It's always a bit weird there. Yeah, this whole toxic fandom crap is just like getting on my nerves. 'Cause, like there are so many things to get angry about. Like getting angry at movies and TV just seems kind of petty to me, if you know what I mean, right? And again,
Mhm.
I'm a film lover and a TV guy, all right? I love entertainment, all right? It's a part of my life. I mean, a somewhat bigger part of my life than I'm embarrassed to like admit, but you know, but I'm just so tired of all the complaining about this stuff. It's like, fine, don't like it, don't fucking
Mhm.
watch the show, right? Like, there you go, problem solved. Do something better with your time. Like, watch the news or something. Read a book, right? It's like, oh. And plus, like, what about Netflix? Like, there's so much shit on Netflix that you could totally binge watch new stuff. And if you don't want to watch Game of Thrones, don't watch it. Hell, there's a new show out now that I really am enjoying. It's called Barry. It's the HBO series starring Bill Hader. That's a great fucking
Oh, that
show.
one's fantastic.
It's so
I
good, right?
It's so yeah, and it's like it's that kind of dark weirdness that I like. Like I like thing. That's the other thing. Game of Thrones isn't weird enough for me to really enjoy it, but I just like Barry has that kind of weirdness of like it's almost reality, which makes it so interesting to watch. So
Sorry to bother you type of vibe, right? Have you ever heard of that movie? Sorry to bother you. It's this
oh yes, that one was good too. Also, I liked Black Klansman the way they
Oh
portrayed
yeah, you know that was actually
here.
like his it was Spike Lee movie. That was good too.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're getting
yeah,
off topic here. So
I
you
know.
guys, yeah, sorry. Anyway, can continue on. Sorry, I don't want to like.
Yeah. Oh, with toxic fans. No, actually, one funny thing I heard about it was that there's like this online counseling service thing, and they like hired extra counselors for people after the series ends. And I understand being like really devastated or like upset that a series you like is ending, but for you for you to need counseling afterwards is a little
That's a little much.
extreme.
That's a
Yeah.
little much. All right. And again, nothing wrong with really loving a show. Wear your t-shirts, get your fucking figures. It's fine. All
Yeah.
right. You're not hurting anybody at that point, or nor yourself. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
take a chill pill, guys. Like there is this like one time, especially with like the end game spoilers, like people beating people up in the streets because they spoiled a movie.
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
yeah.
That
But
is
it's also
stupid.
like how many people are gonna throw away their figurines in 2-3 years? They're gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm not interested in this anymore.
All right.
So,
Wait,
it's
what?
That's what goes on with a lot of other series like
Yeah.
Transformers and everything else. I know some.
Yeah.
I belong to a couple groups on that, and it's just
Mhm.
amazing how people freak out on little changes and everything else.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god! And it's like, let's get over it, people.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
an environmentalist too. So some of the stuff where it's like people
Ooh.
throwing out stuff after,
Oh.
like buying all these like I guess prop stuff, and then I've known people that they're so upset with the way something changes that they trash their things and they like get rid of it, and it's like, oh, you bought that and now going into a landfill. So
Yeah, that's such a waste though, right? Because I don't know about you, but I got a couple of Mentos here, and it's like I would never throw that shit away. If I didn't want, I just give it to somebody else. Like that's just wasteful, man,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I have like so much Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but
Hey,
I take the time to paint the figures myself. I'm not
that's
gonna be
pretty cool. That's really awesome. I paint a
You
couple.
need to see her artwork.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Cool. Hey, so you're an environmentalist, right? Sorry to get off topic
Mhm.
here. Me and my other show, we're going to be talking about climate change in the next couple of weeks. So, if you want to join in, you're free to do that. By the way,
Yeah, I might. I'm trying to go zero this year. I'm not trying to go to zero waste. I'm trying to go fit my waste into a box, like a
ah,
5x5 box, and then next year I'm gonna try and fit it into a 3x3
really
box.
cool.
Yeah. So
That's so awesome. Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
that's really cool here. Oh, anyway, so moving on. There's another trailer for another movie coming out. It's okay, so we got to talk about two trailers. The Sonic trailer and the It Chapter 2 trailer. So what did you guys think of those?
What was the other one?
The Sonic trailer and the It Chapter 2 trailer.
Okay.
The It one I'm excited for. I worked at a movie theater when the first It came out.
It's so good.
Yeah.
For me, it's like whatever.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't like it?
I'm not a big horror person fan.
oh, geez, man, you're missing out, my dude.
No,
You're
I
missing
am
out.
Grew up
not
on
missing
Stephen
out.
King.
I
Yeah.
go for the comedies and musicals. Which
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, hey, by the way, oh, are you gonna be seeing Rocket Man in a couple weeks?
I plan on it.
Oh yeah, it's actually the reviews have. We're gonna talk about that next, but the reviews are fantastic for it. Same guy did Bohemian Rhapsody. Great
Oh, the
movie.
director for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
also
yeah. That's what his whole genre is. He's doing these based on our some of our most famous
Eddie,
iconic
Eddie and the Eagle, he did
musicians.
that one as well. Yeah, no, he's a great director.
Well, let's talk about Sonic.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Sonic. Anyway, back for the trick there. So yeah, the It Chapter 2 trailer. I love the trailer. It was really good. It was spooky. It was creepy. It
I've
had that
seen the
like
trailer. I It is. I
It is
think they do a
so
way
scary.
better job than the first two movies that they did back in the early.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
years.
it's so and I just remember like again when I was working in the movie theater, I hadn't had a full chance to see the whole film yet before I had to clean a theater with it, and just some walking into a scene and just seeing some of the bat craziness that went on, like that I had read about because I read like as many things by Stephen King as I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
Just seeing that brought to life in like crystal clear, it was perfect.
Yeah, and Jessica Chastain in the lead role, she looks pretty awesome. And James McAvoy, oh, it's gonna be a good fucking movie. Yeah, I cannot wait. And we'll talk more about the remakes, reboots, sequels genre, which I have a pretty positive outlook on.
I think
So
it's going to do. I think it's going to do good. It's just not something I'll see. I know many of
okay.
my friends will though,
Oh
and
yeah, hey,
so
yeah,
they can go see
definitely.
it. That's fine.
It's awesome. Hey, it's cool, man. Cool. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of good movies out, both original and sequels and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just people, whatever. We'll get into that later. Anyway, the Sonic trailer. My opinion is gonna be very controversial in this one because I actually really fucking loved it. Like again, like I don't know what the fuck people were expecting. It's a goddamn kids movie. Like it's Sonic. Like what is it gonna be? Is it gonna be like a dark and gritty Sonic? Like it looks like any other Sonic movie that I've seen. And the Sonic design doesn't really bother me that much. I'm probably not going to go see it. I got a lot of other movies I want to go see, like Terminator 6, Gemini Man, Ford and Ferrari, and Star Wars Episode 9. So I am packed with my
Oh,
movies.
there's so much coming out this summer and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Oh
There's
my god.
so much great stuff here to get hung up over a Sonic movie seems a little ridiculous to me.
I think Sonic's going to be interesting, but the thing is, they're already talking that they're revamping the
And,
CG for Sonic, what he looks like.
and
And
that's
it's like,
stupid.
why? I liked the look of him.
Yeah, and that's just so
He
stupid.
looked more like the comic book version.
Yeah, definitely.
They had some proportion issues, but I don't think it was worth them going back to redesign him. It's kind of like once you get that far, you just need to live with it. And
Yeah, and also like there's this like thing in the entertainment industry where VFX.
as is, like maybe they should have done some more or focus testing before they released his before they actually did all that. But for them to go back and change every scene that he's in, I think it's gonna I don't think they're gonna make their budget.
Well, people even complain about Robotnik, and it's like, okay,
oh, he was cool. I liked
Harry
Robotnik.
looks good
Well,
as Robotnik, and the thing is, it's like, well, he's fat and bald and everything else, but there's two versions. They only saw the one version that they do as he's in our world, because Sonic comes into our world, and so does Robotnik. Because I did see a clip of, I can't remember how, but I saw a clip where they show Jim Carrey bald and heavier set. They gave him a fat suit and everything else, and it's like, okay, so basically they're making it where he comes from one world into our world type of thing, which was what it looks like. And so, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited to see Jim Carrey being a Jim Carrey character again. Like, I think he's a really good dramatic actor. And
definitely. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, I know people I think he's a really good dramatic actor, but I watched him as a kid in like the Ace Ventura movies and the Mask movies. So it'll be kind of fun to see him have this wacky, out of the world character where he can just have like his elastic face.
Yeah,
definitely.
They're talking about they want to make a new someone wants to redo the Mask movie and make it more based on the comic book, which is good to do, but
more Jim Carrey.
Yeah. But Jim Carrey did a great job with it. So I think Jim Carrey can do whatever he's good at facial expressions and everything else. So I think it's gonna be really good as Robotnik.
Yeah, definitely. And also, there's actually, I'm actually looking forward to him playing Dr. Robotnik. I think he's a great actor. And actually, have you guys ever heard of this new show called Kidding? Stars Jim Carrey. He plays this like Mr. Rogers type character.
Oh yeah, I know where he plays the yes, I want to see that. I just haven't gotten
It's a
what network is it
wonderful
on?
show. It is truly heartwarming. That movie will melt your heart, just like that Mr. Rogers documentary. Won't you be my neighborhood? It The first couple episodes are heartwarming. It's great. So yeah, no, it's pretty good. So look, like again, hey, a trailer is just supposed to like tell you whether you're gonna go see a movie or not. If the trailer didn't appeal to you, fine, then don't go see it. There's plenty of other great movies coming out this summer and fall. All right, you got
Oh God,
plenty
yes.
of other stuff to watch. So anyway, actually, we're gonna actually like double the question of the day. Just thinking here, like, what is your most yeah, before we get on here, what are your guys' most anticipated movies of 2019 left, right? Like, which movies are you guys planning to go see in 2019? Robert, let's start with you, buddy.
Ooh.
Robert.
Starting with who?
You, Robert, do you want to go and see which movies?
Who's Robert?
Oh, like Troy. Sorry, like
It's like that.
Robert.
Oh, that's why I'm. Who are you talking to? So,
I'm
the one I'm what I'm seeing next weekend, and I'm going to see Detective Pikachu. I want to see that. It looks good.
It's so good. You'll enjoy it.
Shush.
I was saying you'll enjoy it.
Okay, but I just haven't seen it yet. It's like I haven't said a thing for you. We're Endgame, so shush. But it's one that a friend of mine we want to see. We're trying to get a friend to go. She might not be able to go because other things, but it's one I'm looking forward to. Then I'm looking forward to the third star or the ninth movie for Star Trek this winter.
Star Wars.
Yeah, for Star Wars. I mean, sorry,
It's
Star
all right.
Wars.
Good. You're good.
I wish they'd bring out another Star Trek movie too. They need to.
Yeah.
But and the Sonic looks like one I would like to see, but I want to get a little bit more trailers on. And what else is there?
Oh, Gemini Man from Ang Lee. Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Kroll.
Yes.
Yes, that looks so good.
Uh,
I want to see Tolkien.
Tolkien, that's it's all right.
Based on but it's based on the guy's life and how he comes about writing this books.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, anything that's like a documentary, somewhat, that's kind of cool.
A biopic. That's a biopic. Yeah.
Biopic. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Rocket Man for fact. I want to see. The guy that's playing Elton John. I love him in the movies he did for Kingsman.
Yeah, Yvonne. Yeah. His name is Taron Egerton. He's a great actor. He actually did a really good job in this animated film called Sting. Like he was pretty terrible in Robin Hood, but yeah, he's a good actor. So yeah, do you want to go next, Hannah?
Oh yeah. So this year I've kind of seen all the movies that I'm interested in. So I saw Detective Pikachu already. Nancy Drew will be interesting.
That's a TV show, but no worries. No worries.
Yeah. Oh, is that one a TV show? I thought
Yeah.
they were making a movie. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's mostly TV shows then, because it's that one, and then what's the Apocalypse one with David Tennant?
Brightburn.
Good Omens.
Yes, Good Omens.
Which is
I'm
the
so
end of the
excited
month.
for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, actually I've never heard of that one. Actually, yeah. Now I gotta go see it. So yeah, cool.
It'll be on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I see. It's a show. Okay.
Yeah,
it's like
it's 6
I don't go see too many movies anymore. I've kind of cut the cord, and I don't go to the movie theaters as often. So.
Oh, I gotcha. You're missing out on a lot of good stuff, but it's all right. Hey, everybody's got their choice. All right, no worries. So yeah, there's a lot of movies that I am looking forward to this summer. So I saw Endgame. I've seen I've seen Us. I've seen a lot of a mix of. I'm trying to like branch out other than just reboot sequels and comic movies because I want to like have a better expansion of film here and there because I've been watching like a vast variety of films from high school all the way to now, and I want to go see some original movies. And not that I don't like reboots, sequels, and stuff like that. I love those movies; they're awesome. But I just want to get a broader horizon. You know what I mean? So I got Godzilla 2.
Oh yes, I want to see that too.
Rocket Man. What else here? Oh my God. Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Spider-Man: Far From Home is my most anticipated summer movie. And MIB. And there's this like late August comedy that I'm looking forward to, Good Boys. That looks pretty awesome. So yeah, I got a good mix.
Oh, you mean the superhero one where
What?
they're kind of bad?
Oh no, Good Boys. Good Boys is like this small this universal comedy produced by Seth Rogen.
Okay. Okay. Anything by Seth Rogen? Come on.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, by the way, did you guys hear about this movie Long Shot? It was really good, but it didn't do so at the box office because it was like right after Endgame. But I'll go into that later.
Oh, there is one more movie that so I love like medieval Renaissance literature. So recently I finally got around to watching The Little Hours, and then Ophelia is coming out this year.
Oh yeah, isn't that like a small with Little Hours? It's like it's about these three nuns. Is that it? Like I'm not really.
Yeah, yeah, it came out a while ago, but it's based on this Italian kind of story called the Decameron,
Yeah.
where people just tell these absurd stories about love and death. So it's hilarious, though. It has Aubrey Plaza in it. Just it's a perfect cast for the movie.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, no, I definitely gotta check it out. There's just so much shit I gotta watch. In fact, if you go to my Letterboxd account, I got about 148 movies I've watched in the past couple of years. So yeah, I know it's embarrassing. I know, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A lot.
Yeah. Oh, Zombieland's coming out this
Oh,
year.
Zombieland 2.
New
Oh,
zombie.
Yes,
Yes.
that will be fun.
there is so much shit coming out this year. Oh my god. Good.
It's hard to get it all. Like just there's just so much stuff, like there's going to be it's hard to keep up with it.
Keep up with all of it, especially if you're like a film fan. Like, okay, here's something about cinephiles that really pisses me off. It's like, oh, if you only go and see geek movies, you're just like you're not open minded. If you only go and see independent movies, oh, you're not open minded. It's like, dude, I'm trying to like get like a good balance of both, all right? I like the geeky stuff, I like the independent stuff. I can have both, all right? Just
Mhm.
just these cinephiles just keep coming at me, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
like kind of like the really like artsy types. And again, nothing wrong with being artsy, but don't be a dick about it, right?
Well,
Oh yeah. That I think that's a thing in like geekdom though, is like just this kind of gatekeeping. There's so much of that with
I
so
totally get it. I mean, I understand, but it's like, look, people enjoy those movies. Like, fuck, I enjoy fucking Endgame over Long Shot. I really liked Long Shot, but hey, I think
Mhm.
Endgame was a bit better.
Well, it's just like Cinebuffs, like they're all these. I mean, I guess I enjoy superhero movies. I'm kind of a little tired of them at the
No
moment,
worries, no
but I
worries.
like them. But people in like 30 years, they're going to be the classic films. 30, 50 years, they're going to be the things, and they're going to be like, oh, these are the classic films of this era. These are the best films, like Westerns were. There was a whole glut of Westerns in like the 1950s, 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now those are classic films that,
well,
to be honest, back then were not considered like
Yeah.
masterpieces.
I cannot wait.
examples, some classics too, are some of the musicals that were out there, like Music Man and Auntie Mame and Mame, which is the same movie but two different ways of it being done by two different directors, and
Yeah.
within a certain like a 10-year period. So I mean, we're seeing stuff like that happening now with our movies that a
Yeah.
lot of us didn't grow up with, but are growing up with now.
Yeah.
In like it.
Oh yeah, hey guys, by the way, there's actually been two of my favorite movies of this decade uh are like both musicals, La La Land, and this other one that not a lot of people like. I freaking love. It's The Greatest Showman. Have you
Oh,
guys
that
ever
was
watched
so
that?
good.
Oh,
Yeah, the music is so good in that movie, and I think they're making a sequel to it. I'm like,
Oh, I hope so, because that would be so great to see.
yeah. So go with your part about it exactly. Like, cause I actually liked Hugh Jackman, but I think Zac Efron kind of overshadowed him a bit. Zendaya was pretty good in the movie.
I'm actually excited to see Zac Efron in more roles.
Yeah.
High School
He's
Musical.
actually in this Netflix film. Like, let me pull it up here.
Is it the Ted Bundy one that
I
you're talking
believe
about?
Yeah.
so. Yeah. It.
Yeah.
He is actually being talked about being for the what he did but for a biopic, it's supposed to be one of the best ones he's done. So he might be up for some couple of nominations for it this year.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
he should. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna be good. So anyway, before we move on to the last couple of topics here, so the last one is being Robert Pattinson is the front runner to be the new Batman movie. So again, people aren't happy with it, but at the same time, most of these people haven't seen other Robert Pattinson movies other than like Twilight, which is a little disappointing. But again,
Harry Potter.
He's a
Harry
great
Potter.
actor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
seriously, dude, have you guys ever heard well, I'll get into the movie later, but have you guys ever heard of this movie called Good Times? Like he's really good in it, and he's also in this other film, Life. Really good. The Rover. Like he's been in a lot of good fucking movies. Like it's criminal. Like how shallow like these people are saying, oh man, the Twilight guy. It's like, dude, fuck off. All
I
right.
think those are people that don't actually want to try, try anything. Like, and he wasn't even that bad in Twilight. Like, I grew up on it when I was in middle school. That was the biggest thing. But he was also in Water for Elephants, which, if you saw him in that, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What? Oh, wait. I actually heard about that. I've seen all of his other movies other than that one, which is like, oh my god, there's just actually pretty good ones. There's another movie that came out like earlier this month that I'll talk about later in the review section. So yeah, he's a good actor, and I think he's gonna be a good Batman. Look, I know we're getting another Batman movie, and I understand people's reactions, but I'm excited to have him be the new Batman because this is like I think this is like a prequel to like the
So
Batman and Batman.
it's supposed to be the break between the CW's Gotham and then Batman. Because they don't ever show in CW, they can't show the true Bat. They can't do the true Batman, so they're having to do something. But the kid who was doing it, he wouldn't be perfect for it now. So I think,
Actually, I don't think
and I think that's the whole point. Is they're trying to find an actor that they could keep on for a few more things. Because if you watch DC stuff, they go through actors and actresses for all of their major characters except for the last few movies, because of the fact that they can't get people to say, "Oh, I'll do the 3 to 6 movies you need for this series." Where Marvel gets all, they get it in writing for everything that we need you in this, we need you in this, we need you in this. That's how Endgame had everyone in it as a cameo at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Any of their movies.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anyway, this news really hypes me up. It actually kind of made my week because my week was kind of shitty. But that news, I know it's sad, but whatever. It like casting news brightens up my day. All right, like especially this one, it's pretty good. So yeah. Anyway, so for the final time, we're gonna talk about the release dates for He-Man, the Sony reboot, and Mortal Kombat, the Warner Brothers reboot. Both are slated for the same day, March 5th, 2021. So what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Actually, I didn't grow up with He-Man, but I'm starting to rewatch She-Ra on like Netflix. So
the new series, yeah.
If they make it that kind of like weird bubblegum pop style, I think it'll be kind of interesting.
It's supposed to be live action.
Oh, is it going to be live action? You can still do bubblegum pop with live action.
I think they already passed their lead here.
Yeah, I just kind of want it to be kind of campy, so I'm hoping it'll be super camp. Like,
if you ever watch He-Man, it's camp.
Camp.
When they did the first live action, that was like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, that was not good.
That was such a bad movie. I mean, He-Man was like, oh, come on. Where Man-at-Arms and his daughter were better than He-Man. It was like, okay, they could do a show on those two. So it's going to be interesting to see. First of all, who they're going to get as the actor.
Oh, no, he's already been cast here. He's right. Fudge, where is he? Where is he? Oh, it's Noel Quintinto. He is a indie guy, but he's gonna be the new He-Man. I'm pretty excited for it.
At his as a blondo. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, dude, like Hollywood can make him blonde. It's all right. It's okay. It will be just fine. I think he'll do a good job. So yeah, I think that will be interesting. It's got a good director on it, I believe. Let me see here. The He-Man movie. 2021. I gotta see the directors here. I've heard of them before. in 2021. Director, what are they? Okay. No one can take an award here. Oh, right. Okay, so
Well, if we're going to bring up He-Man, I'm going to bring up one that most people don't know and will not know much about
yeah.
unless you were in the 70s and 80s, and that was before He-Man, and that's Micronauts, which is coming out in 2020.
Oh shit, so is that like a so like can you explain it to the audience again? Because I have no idea what the hell it is.
Okay, so Micronauts was based on a toy line from Japan called Micromon, and it had a villain and a hero and all this. Back when Star Wars was being figured out and everything else, Japan was trying to sell toy lines to the United States. So they sold us the Transformers and the Micronauts, which actually come from two line of toys in Japan. They're a mix of the top of the two toy lines. So there's a big cultural history of it, and if you know it, it's really interesting history. If you don't, it's like okay, you have to do a little reading and research. But the Micronauts was owned by Mego, and they sold the rights to the comic book at the same time that they did Shogun Warriors and ROM. Marvel had the rights to it, and they did this storyline in the 70s, the late 70s and early 80s, which I picked up and was just amazing storyline. And they crossed it with Marvel so well. I mean, these guys come from what is called inner space. That's why there's a reference of it in the microverse in Endgame and also in Ant-Man, because that's the smallest world in itself. And so there's a lot of tie-ins to Marvel so they're trying to get them to go on the big screen. The figures only stand 3.5 inches tall. That's the biggest they get when they come to our world, because they're coming from a microscopic world.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting
Yeah.
next couple years. The Mortal Kombat rebate is
That looks like it's going to be good too. I've heard a little bit about that. Not much.
produced by James Wan, so that's a win. So yeah, both of them are pretty good. So we're gonna move on to the review section. This is where we're gonna talk about movies we've seen the past couple of weeks. So I got 3 for you guys. I saw John Wick Chapter 3. It was fucking awesome. Again, I'll say this again. Just because it's a remake, reboot, or sequel doesn't mean it has some artistic merit to it. Like, fuck, the Marvel movies have a lot of good stuff, but damn, the John Wick series, A plus. Like, this series just gets better, better, and better, man. It
Well, they're
ramps up.
very good at action. They've definitely developed their action over just to make it like look extraordinary on the scene.
And the thing is, Keanu Reeves does a lot of his own stunts and everything else, his own fight scenes. So he makes it's more real because you know it's him. It's not an overlay or something. You know it's him, so you know he's going through all the moves. So it makes it more real too. I need to go see that one. That's one I do need to see.
Yeah, there is so much shit. He was also in this other movie, this throwaway movie at the beginning of the year. It was called Replicas. It was ambitious, but yet it was so throwaway. But yeah, he was pretty good in it. I mean, it wasn't his best performance or anything, but whatever. It was fine. It was a sci-fi film. Again, if you want original films, you gotta go out and see them. But people just don't like to listen. But anyway, yeah. So speaking of original movies, I saw 2 in the past week. One being a Robert Pattinson movie called High Life. It is directed by um I got his name right here. Sorry, folks. He's actually known for a lot of other films. Actually, his name is Claire Dennis. So he is a director of you mean? So she was Beyond Travel and a couple of other films. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect. I had to like go to an art house to see it because
It didn't hit the theaters like it
Yeah.
should have.
yeah,
I saw a
it's
preview of it somewhere
movie.
before, and it looked really good. And it's one I'm going to have to take a watch for at least to hit the
It's really good. And
Netflix
again,
or something, because it does look like it should be an interesting one.
Yeah, the thing about like these indie types of movies, and I'm gonna sound really bad here. I like watching them, but I could understand why people. I mean, like, look, I go to the movies a lot because I have a lot of connections in this part. But some people like time is money, right?
Oh yeah. Um yeah, like I'm from a place called Buffalo, New York, and there's like 3, 4 art house theaters. So it's like you have to find the time to go downtown. You have to, and they're not too expensive. I remember I saw the Van Gogh movie there. That was fantastic. But it's either you're in a theater with 2 people or 150 people, and it's kind of obnoxious.
I mean,
Like
it's the same with like regular theaters too. So like, I don't blame anybody for going to see like an Avengers movie or anything like that. I mean, hey, I would like for you to branch out and see more. I mean, doesn't mean you don't have to go see the Avengers movie. Like, fuck, like seeing only independent movies is draining. It is so
oh,
draining.
well, and a lot of them some of them are like intellectually draining or emotionally draining.
Yeah,
Like I can't tell you the amount of like I love indie dramas, but
same here.
like The Lobster, after I finished The Lobster, I was kind of like, I don't want to watch another movie today. I'm gonna put on a comedy. So
Yeah, definitely. No, look, nothing wrong with independent movies. They're awesome. It's just, you need a good balance of like the fun stuff and the intellectual stuff. So anyway, I also saw another movie. It was called Long Shot. It stars Seth Rogen and Charlie Theron. I gotta tell you, I loved it. It was really good. Like like in the middle. So here's how I'd rank the movies here. I'd rank High Life number one, John Wick Chapter 2, 3. Actually, no. Sorry, John Wick Chapter 3. Um, Long Shot number 2, High Life number 3. All three of them I enjoyed very much. Mm. They were very good movies. So with Long Shot was very fun. It's sort of like this political comedy, and I'm a sucker for political dramas. Either it's sports dramas or political dramas. I love both those genres. They're really good to me. So yeah, they very much speak to me like the comic book genre. So yeah, it was a good movie. I don't mean to sound sexist, but Charlie Theron was like distractingly attractive in the movie. It sort of took away from the movie a little bit, but other than that, it was really good. Like, and Seth Rogen is funny as all hell. I wish it could have done better, but then again, it came after the end game, like box office weekend, so it kind of just got swept away along with Ugly Dolls, but a shame. It deserved better. And here's another thing that really pisses me off here about the smaller studios. I understand that like setting movies is hard, and I do love movies like Long Shot and Booksmarts, but dear God, what the fuck are they thinking? Like pinning it up against Avengers, John Wick, Godzilla, Rocketman, Men in Black. Like, why are they putting them in these slots? I understand that the year can be crowded, but it's just you're sort of like making your movie not succeed very well. I mean, and look, maybe there's stuff I'm not shining into, but it's just you're just asking for trouble and you're going up against like big IP.
yeah.
It's just oh my god,
Well,
it
there's so
re-
much room for original stories too. So it's
yeah,
kind
no,
of
definitely. Like August is pretty much barren. Like there is nothing coming out in August. They should have put both of those movies there and they could have like thrived way better like before like it chapter 2 came up in the second week of September. Like they would have done way better in that thing instead of like being lost in the shuffle of John Wick and Godzilla and
Well,
all
you
the other movies. It's
remember
like
in August, most people are doing their last bit of vacations before the kids go back to school.
yeah,
yeah.
So
I
Well,
don't
I'm
there's certain months that do have certain connotations of what works best. Look at how they always will throw big box offices in November and December so that they people will remember them at the top of the list. So
yeah.
there's specific movies they're going to always put in certain sequence to get the people to keep.
yeah,
Yeah.
long shot would be a perfect October movie. Like seriously, it has that political feel, or actually even a November movie. Like there is no Marvel movie coming out this
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, again, just from working in the movie when I was working in a movie theater. I never understood anyone who had their films, especially smaller films, that had their release on the same day as an Avengers movie.
Like, why?
It was like, well, yeah, because it's, again, you know, everyone's there for the Avengers movie, and then people tend to, if people don't want to see the Avengers movie opening day, they don't go to the movie theater. They don't want to be in the crowds. They don't want to deal with all of it, you know. So it's like I just walk into theaters, and it's like, this is opening day for a movie, and it's 30 people inside. What are you doing? So
Yeah, that's really just it really pisses me off because again, I like those mid-budget movies, but you're asking for trouble, right? It's just oh my god. And like then you get the pity like, oh, the fight for mid-budget movies. Like, dude, mid-budget movies are doing fine. It's just they're putting them in really shitty slots. So it's like remember like Love Simon? Like that was like in the midst of Tomb Raider and Red Sparrow, Pacific Rim Uprising, and Ready Player One. Like it and again also the bigger studios need to back off on some things. Like, I'm sorry, like you can have April, May, June, July, and November and parts of December, but can you like leave October and September for like the smaller guys? Just balance it out here, guys. Just give them some room too, right? I'm not saying like they can't like do some stuff there, but just what the original films have January, February, March, September, October. That seems pretty fair to me, right? It's just I don't know. It just oh, they're just building
yeah,
up.
well, I've just found so many of the best films are now on streaming that
Oh
are
yeah, and
mid-budget,
actually,
low
streaming
budget
service.
because of that. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
they don't have to
you
eat
can
their
actually watch some of the indie films as it's in the theater on demand now.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Mhm.
actually pretty good actually. Anyway, we're gonna get on
Yeah.
to our next topic here. So, is there any original movies in Hollywood still? Yeah, I want to
I
throw.
think there are.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
not in Hollywood, but maybe like I was just this week I was rewatching Odd Thomas and John Dies at the End. And they're based on other IP, you know, they're based on like weird novels, but
Yeah,
they do things other movies are not willing to do. Like they're willing to be weird and creepy in a way people aren't expecting. So, and then Jordan Peele with Us, he
Jordan Peele's
definitely
movies are
proved.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
Us and Get Out. Those two are good. So yeah. Anyway,
But Odd Tom, that's actually a really good movie.
yeah. Okay, you
Oh,
know,
that's
like,
great.
yeah, definitely. My whole take on this is that, dude, I you kind of need both these like IP movies and these like original movies. Like one cannot exist without the other. Like I love going to see both. Like I love the blockbusters, but also the indie films. Like you can't have one without the other. And you know, I think the indie stuff going to streaming services is the best thing that could happen to it, honestly, because you know what? Like more people are willing to see those movies on streaming than going to the theater. Like movie theaters today are the event films, and I think and some cinephiles probably argue me this, but I think going to the cinema for like big IP movies are worth it because you get the best sound, the best effects, the best screens for those movies. That's great. And guess what? Indie dramas at home, they're the perfect setting. You get to like think about it afterwards. You get to like soak in, be comfortable. It's better.
Well,
Not
exactly. Well,
not
what's
not to
that?
say all Mexico.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
shouldn't be in the theater.
the movie that came out last year? If Beale Street Could Talk, that was the perfect movie to see at home. Like I saw it in theaters, and like the video quality was great, the sound was great, but people sometimes talk during the film, and it was like you during that you want it to be quiet, so you
Yeah.
don't want to hear someone chewing popcorn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just man, I think I know people are expelling the end of Hollywood because like the streaming services, but I don't know. I think it's a new age and I think it's gonna be very exciting. And look, just because like something's a reboot or an IP doesn't automatically make it bad because I gotta tell you something. We've had some of the best IP stuff in the last couple of years. We've got Mad Max Fury Road, Star Wars The Force Awakens, the Marvel movies. The DC stuff's been getting pretty good.
Oh,
Look, even
damn,
like
look
the
at Shazam.
Alien
Yeah.
stuff has actually been
Shazam was good. I think they brought DC back for me because I was just so DC was making like I didn't enjoy watching Wonder Woman honestly,
no worries.
or some of the other Batman films were like
Yeah, actually, like, what is your
Yeah,
opinion of
color.
Marvel movies? Actually, Anna, just curious.
Again, I like Marvel movies too. I'm getting tired of superheroes just in general because
No
they've
worries.
kind of been, again, seeing a new one every month is like it's superheroes again. I've actually been excited for some of the smaller ones, but Marvel, I think they have better color. Like just visually, it interests me so much more. And I was an art historian, so for me, actually, some people may like dish me for this, but for me, the way a movie looks is its most important thing. So if
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Hey, everybody looks
Hannah's
good.
happy. They are making a Dungeons and Dragons movie that stars.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
That'll be nice. I
That's
wish I could work on it. Oh, I'd love to do characters.
Yeah, they're doing it for 2021.
Oh,
Okay.
damn, 2021 is gonna be good. They're gonna have like the Batman, the Suicide Squad. What else are you gonna have there? He-Man, Dungeons and Dragons, and hey, that Ghostbusters reboot sequel looks, and also Halloween
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty good too. Like, there's been so many good IP movies this past couple of decades. I think it's been pretty good. We've had a good balance of original films and like blockbuster IPs. I think it's been pretty good. Sure, there have been garbage movies, yes, but the amount of good movies coming out of this decade has actually been significant. Just people are just kind of spoiled, honestly. You know what I mean? We are overflowing with content. Just getting hang up over like one part of it just seems stupid to me, if you know what I mean, right? It's
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's lazy. You don't want to like explore anything new, right? Because
Mhm.
you just want to like be in this thing, like, oh, everything sucks, woe is me type of attitude, right? And it's
But
just
it's also easily found. Like I think it's honestly people have gotten too used to having like again, I can even remember like just before Netflix going to Blockbuster, you had to look for those gems. And I remember movies that I was so excited to find at Blockbuster. And now when I see them on Netflix, I'm like, I don't really want to watch that. That's not good enough. So I think really Netflix has streaming actually has opened up the types of movies for people to see what's best for them or what they prefer. So I think it'll be, just I think it's almost people have too much leeway to see things that cater to their interests in a way that they can't go look at a movie critically anymore.
yeah. And not to say that like going to see like those movies are bad or anything. You just want to like it'd be kind of good to like expand a little bit, you know what I mean? And again, totally go see the Avengers movies, but also go see the smaller stuff as well on Netflix. You know what I mean? Again, like I'm not one of these people like you have to pick one or the other, right? That's just stupid to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, anybody else have to say anything else, or before we wrap this up? And yeah, you guys got any last thoughts?
Oh, maybe one thing about streaming again is with movies, I'm kind of excited to see where things go. Just I was reading kind of this case study about there's this cowboy show that Netflix bought from. It was on like Showtime or something. It wasn't doing well. What's it called again? Red. Oh, I can't remember, but so the network that originally had it, they sold it to Netflix because younger people weren't watching it, like the people that were buying advertisements, but older people were. So I'll kind of be excited to see demographics being catered to that weren't before, like Jordan Peele with Us, and catering to like African Americans, just all these different demographics that haven't really seen themselves represented
Yeah,
before.
no, definitely. I think that is a very good case study. So yeah, I again, so like just to reiterate, nothing wrong with liking big IP movies. Go see the big IP movies and go see other movies as well. It's like have a good balance of both, right? Perfect balance. I think we can all agree on that, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for being on this show. It's always good to have you guys on. Again,
Mhm.
thank you. We'll be back next week, all right? Toodles.
Thanks a
Yep.
lot. Have a
Toodles.
great night.
See you guys.
Yes.